Hi and welcome. I'm Damon Bruce and you're watching 2K Sports. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It's the away team going up against the home team. And now to bring you all the action, let's get to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. I'll see you again at halftime.
Everyone, let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And joining us a bit later from the sidelines, Doris Burke. Our starting lineups will look at the matchups here and who we'll see for our starting five for both teams. And for the home team, what a tremendous talent, getting ready for his first NBA appearance. Then it's Thompson. Now Lewis. Thompson outside. Back to Lewis. Passes it to Aguilar. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
What a finish with that hoop.
Watch outside.
Number 24. That's short off the rim.
He was right there, but the defensive pressure forced that miss.
Well contested. That really made it a tough shot.
Yeah, he put himself in great position to finish that break off, guys.
Yep, right to the rack.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, I had a chance to catch up with the visiting team's head coach. It's rebounding that he thinks could be the X factor today. He told me that it doesn't matter what they do in other aspects of the game if they get dominated on the backboards, which is always a possibility against a team that puts so much effort into their rebounding. Guys?
Much appreciated, Doris. Thank you. So, Clark, what does that mean if your man is doing a better job cleaning the paint?
Kevin, that basically means you're being out-positioned and out-physicaled and out-hustled, period.
4 on the clock. Lets it fly from 18. And no one able to grab it as it goes out of bounds. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Anthony on the wing, working on Thompson. Number 24. No good. Nice D from Aguilar. Gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Now the pass to Stanley. Doesn't get the finger roll. Gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Number 3. He's covered by Thompson. Number 3. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Back to Lewis. Pass to Thompson.
Yeah, you know, these calls can be some of the toughest in the game for the officials.
It all happened so fast, but I really think that was the right call. The defender was not really set in that situation.
Here's Aguilar. And the follow-up champ.
That is a booming putback. Step aside, fellas.
They wanted nothing to do with him there.
At least not with the ball in his hands and the rim in sight.
I got ball.
About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Number 24. Rebounded by Aguilar.
Kind of a shaky first few minutes, guys. 5 field goal attempts, only 1 made.
It's Thompson off the drive. Pass to Stanley. Back to Thompson. 5 on the clock.
Check the clock. Check the clock.
Number 32. And the shot is long.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. And that one's good. Anthony's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Now, they're not showing too much respect for him defensively, are they?
Lewis outside. Number 32. Buries it from about 10 feet away.
Tell you what, he is so difficult to guard, especially on a shot like that one.
Gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Kicks it to Anthony. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Gone 50% from the field at this point, 4 of 8. It's Thompson off the drive. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Shot's good by Anthony. Anthony's got 5 points so far.
You know, something we're seeing less and less of these days, that little finger roll.
Here's Thompson. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Thompson left side. And the ball travels out of bounds. Turnover.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
So it's the visitors now. They trail by 1. Fires it up. And he knocks down the jumper. Being at around 44% in the early goings here. Passes it to Stanley.
I got ball.
He passes to Aguilar. Just 4 to shoot. Pulls up on the wing. Can't get it to go. 44% overall here in the first quarter. Number 3. He's covered by Thompson. Outside Anthony. Pulls up on the elbow. No good. Nice D from Lewis.
Nothing dropping for him, so I think in the best interest of his team, he may need to think about not shooting right now. Kick it out! Kick it out!
Here's Stanley and Anthony with the block. They set the pick. Takes a 3. Hits the bucket. Anthony's got 8.
And he came off that screen. The defense just couldn't get over the top. Beautiful play.
Yep, and without a hand in his face, he's going to bury those.
Now Thompson. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And there's the pass to Aguilar. The feed now to Thompson. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. On 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Tries to save it. Off target with his 3. Lewis with it. Leads him in there. The layup off target.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
Anthony on the wing.
Hold it, baby. Hey, swing it.
Gets it to go. Anthony's got 10 points.
His switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
Pass to Aguilar. Rebounded by Anthony. Anthony's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Number 3. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. 5 points in the game.
Kevin, you look at how they've built this lead, and one reason is their outstanding shooting from beyond the arc. That's always a weapon.
Number 32 somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
He's very savvy in traffic. When he gets inside, has a kind of an uncanny way of shielding himself from contact and finding a way to finish at the rim.
You know, something else I think about when I see this guy is he's a real headache to have to defend one-on-one. I mean, he's got all of the game that makes it tough for his defender.
Back to King. The tray. 6 on the shot clock. They grab their own miss. Rejected by Slaughter. Pass to Stanley. He passes to Slaughter. Good on the shot.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should really continue to work it down low, Clark. That's really going to free up the rest of their offense.
It's up a 3, and that one's good.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
That, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
And the pass to Stanley. Comes up empty down in the post.
That's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were right in his face.
He kicks to Anthony. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Stepped on the line, out of bounds there, and that will cost them the possession.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
Gone 4-7 from 3-point range so far in the first. Anthony on the wing. Back to King. Number 24 buries the long-range jumper. He's got 6.
It has taken them no time to build this lead up on the strength of a great first quarter offensively.
And they need to continue to put pressure on the defense and try to really run away with this one from here.
Number 32. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
Outside Anthony. Lets it fly. Misses off the left iron.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Stanley, defended by King. No one near him. And the jumper falls for him.
You know, if you were only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would be ahead.
Let's go, ball.
1:05 left in the first quarter. Blocked. The second chance effort, and that's 2 points on the layup. 59 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Number 32, defended by King. Pass to Stanley. Mark, covered by Anthony. Mark, no good with the layup.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
Number 24. Tries again. It's rebounded by Slaughter.
Tough D on the inside.
Put up a roadblock, a construction barrel right there. That's what he brings defensively.
There's 14 seconds left in the first quarter. Down low, here's Stanley. The finger roll finish at the bucket.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Clark.
And that does it for the first quarter. The away team up by 6. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the visiting team, what do you think?
And I'm just so impressed with the long-range shooting. They have really lit it up from outside.
Yeah, the sharp shooting from deep, a big part of their lead, and they're playing with confidence and shooting it well.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Guys, last year, Dwayne Wade set a career high for field goal percentage at over 52%. D. Wade said, quote, "Back when I had the team, I was the top player. I had to shoot shots I wasn't comfortable with. I made some, I missed a lot. I have a different role on this team. I don't have the ball all the time, so I need to take shots that come and understand which shots are my shots." Kevin, you gotta love the dedication to efficiency for the team's sake.
That's why he's a champion, Doris. Thanks. Being 43% from the field. Puts the lead pass in front of him. Second chance shot. He lays it in.
That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
Gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Looking to end its cold spell. It's rebounded by Slaughter. Passes it to Stanley. Misses the wing J. Gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Number 13, defended by Stanley, gets it to go. Second quarter basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. The pass to Slaughter. Backing down. Baseline jumper. That's good. Gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Number 13, defended by Chan. Number 88. Great D that time from Slaughter.
The defender was on his jersey that time, Steve.
And it rattled him. He clearly was not comfortable at all on the release.
Chan passes to Stanley. Pass to De La Cruz. Here's Slaughter. Shot clock at 5. Sinks that one from the post. He has 6. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone.
Boy, he wants to get everybody on the same wavelength, that's for sure. He may change up some things here as well.
Looks to me like he saw something that wasn't on the plan and picked now is the time to address it. I don't have a problem with that.
And they turn it over. Stepped in the line that time. Gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. About 3 minutes played so far in this second quarter. Five to shoot. Puts it up from 17. No good with the tip. Gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. 0. Defended by De La Cruz. 0. And that one's good. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Thompson outside. Passes to Chan. Aguilar. The screen from Thompson. Shot off the screen. And that one hits back iron.
Oh, easy look there, but, you know, he misses those once in a while.
Get going.
Number 9, defended by Chan. Number 24. And good on the basket. Book it. 8 points for him.
Boy, he's so good at recognizing where the openings are and getting the ball to the rim.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Number 10. Shot is blocked. Number 3. Shot denied. Thompson outside. The pass to Chan. Here's De La Cruz. Number 3. Rejected by Chan.
I see you.
Pass to Aguilar. De La Cruz, the pass to Aguilar. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
I think the game plan needs to change here, guys, if they're going to get out of the hole, because he's not helping their offense.
The 3. It's rebounded by Aguilar.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
It's Thompson off the drive.
It's really all about effort with him, guys. You watch him fly after these loose balls, laying out any chance he's got at an opportunity for a steal or a deflection. He's really something to watch.
And we can't forget to mention his rebounding now. When you watch him, just keep an eye on the way he battles in the paint when a shot goes up.
And he knocks down the first one. And so he hits both. Gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. Number 24. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
He has yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up.
Thompson outside. Shot misses. Gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Number 3 sinks it from just inside the baseline. He's got 7.
And they have to mix it up defensively. That was just too easy.
And here is Lewis.
Set up, set up!
Six to shoot. Cannot hit.
Boy, and that is a bunch of rebounds for a player who's not the biggest guy out there.
He couldn't stay in bounds, and that's going to be a turnover. At 36%, they really seem out of sync offensively. Thompson outside. Aguilar. Feeds to Thompson. Lock at 6. Thompson right side. And that one's good. The visitors with the ball. They've led by as many as 11 points.
Shoot that, all you!
Number 77. A three-pointer off the mark. 31% in the second. Some poor shot selection for them in this quarter. Lewis outside. Passes it to Aguilar. Backs in. Just 5 to shoot. And his offensive struggles continue.
He slipped into quite a funk here, Clark.
I think that's a good word to describe it. I mean, the basket is looking awfully small to him at the moment.
Shoots it up. No good, and tight defense there bothered that shot.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Lewis outside. From beyond the arc, gets the bucket. Gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Number 14, Lewis covering. Number 24 takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. 10 points for him. Now here's Lewis.
He needs to get them back into a flow offensively. You know, things have gotten stagnant for them, and they're starting to force some of these shots.
And that can snowball on you. One guy takes a bad shot, then another guy does, and then you're missing back-to-back-to-back shots, and all of a sudden you have no rhythm and you're self-inflicting wounds.
Thompson outside. Rebounded by Anthony.
Oh, boy, he is just cold as ice. I don't think he's going to be the one to help them cut into the lead.
Lewis grabs the board.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
The pass to Aguilar. Misses from close range.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Shoots from the elbow. Shot is no good.
Looked like he rushed that one, guys. The defense was out of position. He was wide open, just couldn't take advantage.
And there's a minute 45 left in the second quarter. Now, here's Thompson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From the high post. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. There's 1:17 left in the first half of basketball. Oh, that's blocked. Here's the break. Number 14. Off target at the rim.
Tell you, the defense was right there, just waiting. Doing a nice job of anticipating that play.
Steve, every team needs tough interior defense to be successful.
There's the pick.
Hey, who got him?
Doubled by Aguiar.
Someone come get him.
Number 14. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Hit me, I'm open.
It's Thompson off the drive. Dishes it to Lewis. Shot clock at 6. Thompson outside. Shot to stop the drought. And it's Thompson again missing. Number 3, Lewis covering. Number 3. Excellent D there from Lewis. Second quarter ends in a tight one. The away team up 5. Well, folks, stay tuned for the halftime show with Damon Bruce for all the highlights from our first half.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
NBA basketball on a Saturday night. Oh, the perfect weekend activity, family-friendly, and a whole bunch of fun. Let's check out the action. Some good basketball for the away team, and give them credit defensively. They're boxing out, controlling their defensive backboards. And the home club still hanging in there. Tremendous defensive effort out there. They're challenging every shot and sending them into the third row. And that's it for us here in the studio. Time to send it on back out to Kevin Harlan and the gang for the start of the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. An incredible game from Anthony.
I like that he didn't force anything in that first half. His decision-making was really flawless.
That being the case, Steve, I think they want him to be more assertive in the second half. Look to take more shots. Be a little more shot hungry, even the tough ones.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Turned over.
That's not what they needed there, that's for sure.
Being a pretty low 34% thus far. Pass to Stanley. Aguilar. Off with the layup. Clock at 6. Number 24. He's covered by Thompson. It's rebounded by Aguiar.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on it, they expect him to make it.
Stanley, the pass to Lewis. Lewis gets a screen from Aguiar. And the layup's good off the glass. He's got 6.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
Yeah, that was your game, Clark. Pound it inside and take the ball right to the defense.
That's what I tried to do, man. I knew my limitations.
Good.
Take it out when you see it.
Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. Lewis with it. Number 32 hits the three-point bomb.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Has been wayward so far. Only 37% from the floor. Anthony on the wing. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Can't hit the reverse layup. Gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Lewis attacking. Out to Thompson. Rob. To the middle. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. 9 points in the game so far.
And their solid play in the paint continues, guys.
Well, that's been the focus, Clark, as we've watched. I mean, they've created one chance after another inside.
He passes it to Stanley.
Shut up, shut up.
Drains it from beyond the arc.
Their second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Gone 3 of 6 shooting from the field, 50% so far. Number 24. Misses from short range.
He operates pretty well in traffic, guys, but that was a tough play to finish off.
Thompson outside. Stanley covered by Anthony. Inside, number 32. Here's Stanley, and Anthony with the block. Number 77, Lewis covering. The offensive rebound goes back up. Great D that time from Aguiar.
Tough D on the inside.
Put up a roadblock, a construction barrel right there. That's what he brings defensively.
And Thompson kicks to Lewis. Number 32 cans the 12-footer. 14 points for him.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
A 3-ball. It's rebounded by Aguiar. Gone a very strong 4 for 5 from three-point land in the ball game. Lewis on the way. Passes it to Aguilar. Anthony on him. Lets it go. And too long on the shot. Gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. Fires the 3. Again, the miss by Anthony.
You can't get in a much better position for the 3 than that. Everything was right on target. It just didn't fall.
Snatched up. The shot's good from Stanley. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
You know, that putback's about as easy as it's going to get. You have to put a body on someone down there.
Well, no box out. That's the result you get right there.
6 on the shot clock. Number 24. Shot to stop the run, and the layup is good.
That rebound and the follow kind of typify what he's all about. Just gritty, determined play.
There's the pass to Aguilar. Up off the screen. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Well, that's a solidly executed pick play. I mean, It paid dividends with that nice dunk.
Exactly the result they were looking for.
Yeah, it worked so well. I mean, he got set and did not shuffle his feet. Really well done there offensively.
He feeds it to Anthony. Number 24, Lewis covering. And the shot is good. 14 points for him.
You know, he wants to tinker a little bit, and he's taking the time to do so right here.
Yeah, I think you're right. He just didn't like some of the things he saw out there, a bit uncomfortable, and wanted to talk it over.
Gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far.
Hey, heads up! Come on, box him out, man!
Number 32. Can't hit.
Nothing fancy about that play. Just good, hard-nosed basketball to haul in the board.
Pass to King. Beyond the arc. That's good. King's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Boy, he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the defense.
Passes it to Slaughter.
Get outside! Get outside!
Makes it off the glass. He's got 8.
That's a good shot for him there, but it's kind of puzzling to me that he's not calling for the ball today like he usually does. He has to do more if they're going to pull ahead.
The pass to King. Number 13. Number 34. It's rebounded by Slaughter. Gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far. Just above 50%. Here's Stanley. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
The defense has to make an adjustment. They've got to string together some stops, or at the very least, try to force this team into some bad shots.
Number 24. And it ends up out of bounds. Gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts here in the third. Some pretty nice work. Stanley defended by King. Stanley, the pass to Slaughter. 6 to shoot. The 8-footer. And he hits the jump shot. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
Not a whole lot that they're doing right defensively at this stage after playing a pretty solid first half.
Pass to King. Number 24. Good on the triple. He's got 17.
Yeah, and that's his first 3 of the half. There may be more in store.
Gone a very strong 4 for 5 from three-point land in the ball game. Stanley defended by King. Stanley, the pass to Slaughter.
All the points these defenders are allowing inside is inexcusable. That's 5 baskets in a row, and they've all been practically lay-ins.
Yeah, they've got to harden and toughen up down there, guys.
Number 24. Foul call. Looked like the D didn't get there in time, and he'll shoot free throws. It's his first trip to the line. And the first one at the line is good. He's perfect from the line this time. Gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. From deep. They get it back. Slaughter. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. He's off on the first. And he's good on the second. 35% or so in the third quarter. Whatever they're trying is not working. And King, here we go. Gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Pass to Stanley. They swipe it. For the tie, number 13. No good. That would have tied it.
Great job defending the hoop there.
So important to have good presence defensively inside.
Here's Stanley. The shot will not go. Being about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. Anthony on the wing. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net. Doing it beautiful here in the third. 56% from the field. Stanley defended by King. The pass to Slaughter. Can't connect from short range. And here is King. Number 13, defended by Stanley. We've got 1:48 left to play in the third. Here's Cruz. 6 on the shot clock. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Chan passes to Stanley.
I got ball.
Number 32. And the 3 ball is good. 19 points in the game.
Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the three-point line? Come on.
King with it. Now guarded by Stanley. King left side. Some solid defense from Stanley. Gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. Number 32 can't hit the putback. Being just 33% in the second half so far. They need to look at more high-quality shots. Here's the screen. Doubled by Stanley. King outside. Chan. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. Gone to three-point range 7 times tonight. Knocked down 5 of them. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Pass to Stanley. Just 5 on the clock. No good from Slaughter. From 17 feet out. No good. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. The home team up by 3. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Being around 40% from the floor here.
Watch outside.
Stripped it away. Number 14 steps back and drains the jump shot.
And he should thank the defense for those 2 points. Really, nobody paid him any mind there.
And he stepped in the line, so they turn it over. So it's the visitors now. He dishes it to Anthony. And that misses. That would have put him up. Number 2, covered by Anthony. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Passes it to Stanley. High post try. Here's Slaughter. Missed inside.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
Number 9, defended by Stanley. Number 88, pocket 6. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Well, as we move into the fourth, it's been an even game.
Yeah, it has been. Neither team able to create any significant separation so far.
Steve?
Yeah, that's right, guys. The lead has now changed hands 5 times.
Here's Stanley. A feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
It hasn't happened as quickly as he would have liked, but he's finally putting some points on the board in this game.
Number 9. And the 3 off target. Gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. For the 3. And unable to corral the miss, and it goes on a play. Gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Back to Anthony.
Base up. No shot. Watch it, Connor.
5 on the clock. Number 24. Number 34. And the shot falls short this time.
They've been strong on the boards. There's no disputing that.
That's what the box score says. Still anybody's game, though.
Lewis attacking. And he's going up for the alley-oop. No good from Aguirre.
Well, you got to love the effort, but probably an ill-advised decision in the end to go for that alley-oop.
Yep, that sequence went from pretty to ugly in a hurry.
Number 9. No good from outside. On 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Lewis attacking. Nails it with a hand in his face.
Well, solid defense. They forced a tough shot, but he knocked it down.
Gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. There's the dish to Anthony to end the drought. Good as the jump shot falls. Now Lewis. And the pass to Stanley. Pass to Lewis. No good with the layup.
Great defense in the paint there, making it tough on the offense.
That's what he brings, a presence. I mean, you saw it on that miss.
Number 9. And he misses the go-ahead basket. Clark, plenty of drama in this one so far.
And I would not be surprised if it goes right down to the buzzer.
Gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Outside Anthony. Number 3, Lewis covering. They're whistled for a blocking foul, and he'll head to the line. Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. That one misses.
Well, he could have done a little better on that trip to the foul line, but he was able to tie this game up.
Thompson with it. Now Anthony defending.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Anthony with the screen on Lewis. Can't get it to go. Some solid defense from Stanley.
I'm open!
Lewis attacking. Hangs. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. The free throw drops for Lewis. And both free throws good for Lewis.
There's not a lot you can say that hasn't been said before about his skill at the charity stripe.
Kicks to Anthony. Here's the 3. Count that one. Anthony's got 5 points now this quarter.
I'm not sure that was the play they had set up, but it was too good a look to pass up.
I see him. Get outside, get outside.
Pass to Aguilar. Working inside. No good from Stanley.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Yeah, they're lucky that they didn't get burned on that one.
Number 3 drains the three-pointer. It's been a tight one so far. Very close game.
Well, 7 lead changes, Kevin and Steve, in this one, and We could very well be seeing more.
Yeah, I believe it, because these two teams so well matched up. You look at the talent. I think we're in for a very, very competitive night. How about that? They respond to a three-pointer with a quick three of their own.
Yeah, terrific. Great back-and-forth sequence right there.
Number 24. He's covered by Thompson. That is good. Here's Thompson. He passes to Aguilar. Shoots from the baseline, and he gets the jumper to drop. Gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth, and even 50%.
Well, he may just be trying to get a break in the action to clear their heads. You know, a lot of their shots are rimming out. You wonder if their confidence isn't suffering at this point.
I think that's a good time to call a timeout. If a team has a few fall the wrong way for them, just burn a timeout and let them forget about it. Regroup, talk about it, and refocus.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hi, Kevin. The head coach for the visiting team had some instruction for his guys during that last break. He told them the game is right there for the taking, fellas, but we've got to be first. First to loose balls, first to the rim. We have to give our all right here. Kevin, now's the time.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. A putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Boy, right down to the wire here, Clark and Steve. Still anyone's ball game.
Both teams really invested now. I mean, this is the type of game you love to win, and you'd hate to lose it.
Boy, after all this energy that both teams have expended, you're right, Clark. This would be a tough one to lose.
The drive by Anthony, and the shot is good. Anthony's got 9 points here in the second half.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
Passes it to Aguilar. Thompson outside. And there's the pass to Stanley. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Thompson. Jacks up a 3. They get the rebound. Aguilar misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
I like the work there, contesting that shot that looked like it was going to be easy, but they forced the miss.
You know what? He got it in close, but couldn't finish in traffic.
It's Thompson off the drive. Pass to Stanley. And there's the feed to Lewis. Number 32. Rebounded by Anthony. Anthony's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Number 3. The shot is off. Excellent D there from Thompson. 4-on-3 break. Stanley, the pass to Thompson. He kicks it to Lewis. Back to Thompson. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Here's Aguilar. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
Well, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
The free throw off from Aguilar. Gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Anthony on the wing. Wide open look. Number 34. Gone 6 of 11 when they're taking the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable. It's Thompson off the drive. Feeds it to Lewis. Pulls up. High post. No good off the back of the rim.
Yeah, that's a low percentage shot right there.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, he's got to be thinking out there a little better. Make the pass in that situation. Don't force a bad shot. They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. And that's a good strategy when you're on top.
1:36 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Rebounded by Anthony. And about 45% from the floor in the fourth. To the inside. Lays it up and banks it in.
Good job there recognizing the mismatch and then just going straight up with the shot. He's got a major height advantage.
Number 32. Soft touch off the glass. He's got 21.
So far, going for more of an inside game here in this second half, and I like that. A little smash mouth basketball, taking it inside.
.114 left in the fourth quarter. Number 34, defended by Aguiar. Excellent D there from Lewis. Gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 three-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Passes it to Aguilar. There's 42 seconds left in the game. Number 32. Shot is off. Gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. I mean, now's the time to use the clock to your advantage. Take your time. Milk the clock a little bit. Some of the shots he's taken have been real head scratchers. I mean, come on. He's out there playing like it's a game of horse at the park.
What do you think, guys?
Well, they've got 2 options here. They can go for the 3 and the tie, or the quick 2 and the foul.
I like the idea of going for the quick 2. Take it to the rim, and that wouldn't be a bad way to approach this situation.
Gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark. Shooting the 3-ball well. Shot from 12. It falls. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Oh, what a clutch shot. That could be the difference maker.
Big, big moment in this game.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Smart foul there. You've got to try to extend the game.
Yeah, it's still close, but they're fighting that clock as much as the score right now.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2. And so he drops them both. It's a 3-point game.
Boy, what nerves. Those free throws now put them in a very good position. 3 points ahead.
And Thompson kicks to Lewis to tie it up right between the eyes. And oh, that was an enormous 3-pointer. They could win it. Oh, the chance to win it right there, but couldn't get it to fall. Regulation is ended, and we're heading to overtime. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Well, if you're just joining us, the intensity has really heated up in this one. As we watch this one go now to overtime. To take the lead, that's good. 26 points for him.
There's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes in this defense.
It should be easy to correct, though, if you start making the right rotations defensively.
Dishes it to Anthony. Defended by Aguilar. Shot clock at 6. Stepped in the line, out of bounds there, and that will cost them the possession. Being under 40% all in all for the game. He feeds it to Lewis. Lewis gets a screen from Aguilar. There's the steal. Looking to get it going. And it's good on the way in.
You know, as soon as that steal was made, it was over. That was going to be a bucket the whole way.
That's exactly how a turnover costs you.
Lewis outside. He passes to Stanley. 6 to shoot. And that goes out of bounds. And they'll keep possession.
Boy, that pass was in the air a long time.
Long enough for him to get a finger on it anyway and send it out of bounds.
Here's Aguilar. No good on the quick 3.
Boy, in the film session, they'll say that was a well-challenged shot.
Anthony on the wing. Makes the lead pass. Solid defense right there from Aguilar.
Now, he was right there, but the defensive pressure forced that miss.
Well contested. That really made it a tough shot.
It's blocked, and they get it back. The putback, the follow-up flush.
That's how to make your mark on the board, with an emphatic finish.
Oh, Clark, he was savage on that second opportunity.
Yeah, those are the types of possessions that are really demoralizing for a defense, guys.
Switch.
Number 3, and Thompson sends it back. Here's Stanley. Offensive rebound. Number 32. Off target at the rim. Being a meager 37% for the game. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Here's Stanley, and he drops it in from the low post.
The defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop.
We're in OT here with just over 2.5 minutes gone by. Thompson comes with the double team. He dishes it to Anthony. Number 24. Hope they get it back.
Multiple possessions have been the story of the game, and even with the big lead, this team continues to be quicker to the ball.
Thompson passes to Stanley. Back to Thompson. There's the dish to Lewis. Now the pass to Stanley. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot is off. The drive by Anthony. The 10-footer. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
They've done a great job of controlling the boards in this one, Kevin.
Thompson outside. That drops. We're now over 3.5 minutes through this overtime period.
I'm open.
Number 77. That one wide left.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Thompson passes to Stanley. And they turn it over. Stepped in the line that time.
Well, it's going to be tough for them, but you have to continue to compete. It's not over. Just play, see what happens.
Yep, you can't afford empty possessions.
Pass to Lewis. Pass to Stanley. And there's the turnover. Pass going out of bounds.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
Being a pretty low 34% thus far. Kicks to Anthony. Sinks it. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5. And he commits the intentional foul. And so they foul intentionally. First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
Those foul shots put them that much more in the driver's seat.
Come on! I got it!
Anthony on the wing. Fires for 3. Nails it! And now they trail by just 4.
Well, you got to love to see that kind of range. He's been lighting it up from outside.
And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible. He gets the first, and that puts them up by 5. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game. Being at 36%, they really seem out of sync offensively. Number 24, offline with his 3. And that's an intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. And here is King.
This definitely wasn't the way they envisioned overtime working out.
From downtown, can't get it to fall. So the home crowd happy here as they get the victory. Clark, what a game.
Yeah, they kept their cool, stayed with the game plan, and that's why they came out on top.
Well, that'll do it for us. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, Kevin Harlan saying so long. And as we end the game, we bring you our Jordan Player of the Game.
Sigurado ng kalye, sa data ko ay bola at banta na umatake. Kahit saang lugar ako'y handang sumabay, walang makakapigil sa'kin kahit na sumablay. Mahaba pa ang oras, mahaba pa ang biyahe, ang gamit ko'y talino at lakas pati diskarte. Wala sa bukabo lagi ko gumito, ball life pati na to ng buhay ko. Sige, ipasa mo ang bola, ako na ang bahala. Makakapusos tayo basta sa'kin maniwala. Nasa puso ang laro, kahit saan ilapag. Malabo mo kung maagawan para Jimmy Alabag. Kaya ko hanggang Castro, tumatagal sa laro just like Jason Castro. Lakas ni Pingwis at kasi tao laba, hali mo sa court, the beast parang abueva. Maayos magdala, nakakatakot pag tinoyo. Siguradong iwan ka sa crossover ni Tenorio. Behind the back, lagot, andyan si Vega. Talo ka lulusot sa depensa at pader ng liga. Bawal pa bata-bata dito sa eksena. Hindi ka rin tatagal kung resistensya ay maisina. Tuluyan laban habang pawis tumutulo. Never say die, mahina lang ang sumusuko. Tuloy ang laban, sigurado ng kalye. Sa